So I had an idea today, right? Let me change every single player in Madden 24's traits. And I was kind of deciding on what I wanted to change them to. So instead of, for example, right here, possession catch, I set every single player to yes. Run after catch, yes. Keep feet in bounds, yes. High motor, every single player in the game now has that as yes. Which obviously it's not, normally every single player has that as yes. And it doesn't have it for this guy because he's a wide receiver. But if I go over to cornerback, and I said this for all the players, corners, wide receivers, no matter what, I set every single player to play ball in the air aggressive. So if we go to traits here, you can see it says play ball in the air tendencies. Now, every single player is set to aggressive, no matter who the player is. And the reason why is for, well, obvious reasons. I want to see if that impacts simming this season in any way. So this is the most updated rosters, most updated schedule. For example, Caleb Williams, yes, is on the Chicago Bears. I don't have the correct, I think there's a mod I don't have correctly in here that has the portraits, but it's every single roster is absolutely updated, all that kind of stuff. So again, like I said, going through all these players like Kenny Moore right here, even the bad players, even if we go down the list and we go to kind of players who aren't really that good, they all play aggressive. And again, even wide receivers are set with this, quarterbacks are set with this, linebackers, you name it, right? Every single position. And again, I just want to see if this changes anything. So let's sim to the preseason here, through the preseason here, because doesn't really change anything or help anything with the preseason, just because stats don't really matter. But I want to see in the season, number one, how many more interceptions happen when you have everyone set as aggressive for playing the air. But number two, how many more touchdowns? Because the reason why you would go conservative and not go as aggressive with, playing the ball in the air is because you don't want your guy to try to jump the pass or go for the ball and allow a touchdown to happen. That's the whole point. But at the same time, if they are playing the ball aggressive, sometimes it can lead to more interceptions. So I'm hoping this results in a lot more touchdowns overall-wise. Apparently, this is just destroying the Kansas City Chiefs right now, as the Chiefs are currently 1-2 now. So most franchises, by the way, with the updated rosters, the updated schedule and everything, when I sim them, the Chiefs do absolutely horrendous, which just makes me think they're going to go win the Super Bowl, and it makes me sick. Anyway, though, with that being said, let's go ahead and keep simming here. So, going to stats right now after 6 weeks. Let's go over to NFL here. So, we have Bryce Young as the best quarterback in the league. What? How is he the best quarterback in the league? Jordan Love, Dak Prescott, Aaron Rodgers, okay. He has... Okay, hold up. Hold the fluff up. 11 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. Caleb Williams has 10 interceptions. Who leads the NFL in interceptions? That's my question. 4 interceptions for Desmond King. 3 for Fred Warner. Quay Walker, 3. Okay. And I just want to go ahead and show this real fast. Let me go to defense here. Just for anyone who does question this. Drew Tranquil, for example. Let's go and look at his stats. Let's look at his traits. Plays balls. Plays the ball in the air. Aggressive. Plays balls. Yeah, that's what he does. He plays balls. Alright, so let's go over and keep simming this. I'm hoping we see someone break a record here, like, in some capacity. One of these players breaks their NFL record for most interceptions, most touchdowns, most something. But after the first 6 weeks there, 13 touchdowns doesn't seem like that much. I don't know, though. First 6 weeks of the season, that's averaging around like 2 touchdowns a game, which that might be okay. Somehow, some way, Patrick Mahomes is still going to win MVP in all this. I don't know how, but it's still going to happen. Swear, Madden is so biased to always giving it to Patrick Mahomes in some capacity. Like, everyone else could be doing amazing. Patrick Mahomes wins it. All right, let's go to stats here. So, Mahomes right now has 23 touchdowns, which, again, I mean, we're nearing the end of the season here. That seems a little low. But the most touchdowns is 29 by Josh Allen. Bryce Young hasn't kept up his skill here as he has 16 touchdowns, 20 interceptions. Okay, so hold up. The most interception is Bryce Young. So I don't know. This doesn't seem like that crazy difference than normal quarterback throwing wise. Tyreek Hill, 11 touchdowns. That's pretty much, you know, common. 10 touchdowns ago. Wilson. The leader right now is CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson. Yeah, so I'm not seeing much of a difference through using aggressive traits for all your players. And again, this is just aggressive trait for going ahead and playing the ball in the air. I might go ahead and do a separate video with other traits and see how they impact things. But this is kind of what I expected, or what I thought going into this video, was that it wasn't going to change much. When you sim. When you actually play the game, maybe, yes, it will definitely change things and change and impact things. But when you're simming, probably not going to change much of anything. Although the Chiefs here might not make the playoffs. And they're not... No, they'll make the playoffs. They're 10-6. They play the Broncos, which should be a win. Nope, they missed the playoffs. I said everyone to aggressive, and the Chiefs missed the playoffs. We gotta do this in real life. We gotta get this real life thing trending here, guys. Anyway, now let me go over to NFL stats here. So, Dak Prescott led the NFL, and I think he won MVP. Joe Burrow. So the most touchdowns with Joe Burrow at 40, which usually he doesn't have the most touchdowns in the league. I feel like this is so much more interceptions than normal. Maybe I'm crazy. That feels like a lot more interceptions than normal. Running the ball, because all the running backs also had played the ball in air aggressiveness, but it doesn't really matter for running backs as much. Let me go to receiving. Okay, so 1,300 yards, 1,300 yards, 1,200 yards. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of what we would expect here. This does seem low, though, for numbers. Because I feel like when I usually sim these franchises, we see in the ballpark range of, like, something like 15, 1,600 yards. But kind of exactly what we expected from Rashee Rice. Hey, my man's he's gonna enjoy that suspension this year. All right, so let's see interceptions. Who has the most in the league? 7 for Fred Warner. So linebackers having a lot more interceptions, it looks like, than corners. Maybe not, actually. Kind of, a little bit. Which is kind of interesting. I guess maybe they're better at playing the ball in the air. You would think safeties would be, especially with how Madden works. And, you know, safeties being so OP. But not the case here. So, who wins MVP? Joe Burrow won MVP. Okay. I thought Dak Prescott won MVP. But no, it was Joe Burrow. So, I guess it does impact a little bit. It doesn't impact as much, it looks like, but it does definitely do something to have, you know, aggressive or play ball in the air here. So, let's just see who wins the Super Bowl. Chiefs don't make the playoffs. I love it. 10-7 misses the playoffs is insane. That is crazy stuff right there. All right, so Super Bowl, Texans, Eagles. And it's going to be, survey says, Texans beat the Eagles. And the Eagles went 11-6, 10-7 Texans. Dang. Okay. And this ends up being here, Joe Burrow MVP, Patrick Mahomes Offensive Player of the Year. How did he win Offensive Player of the Year and not make the playoffs? The love affair they have. Caleb Williams, Rookie of the Year. Byron Murphy, Rookie of the Year. C.J. Henderson, cornerback. A cornerback won MVP. That might be the first time I've ever seen a cornerback win MVP in Madden. That's kind of crazy, actually. What was his stat line in the Super Bowl? Because, again, I've never seen a Super Bowl MVP won by a corner. It's kind of insanity. All right, let's see. Defensively. There was 2 interceptions in the Super Bowl by C.J. Henderson, okay. And no touchdowns. So he had 2 interceptions and he won MVP. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, you get 2 interceptions, you're going to win MVP, I guess. Tell me down below your thoughts and opinions, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one.